Excel may have a lot of exciting features, but it can do nothing without data. Most of the times, data are imported from another source. The most common type of file these other sources export data into is a text file. So let's see how we can import a lot of data from a simple text file. In the first sheet of our workbook, called Cars, we have just a few cells populated. These cells are 5 records of used cars. The second sheet is completely empty. This is a sheet that is supposed to contain data for car parts.
The whole book is a small sample of what a used car dealership may need. Let's populate the sheets with data. We will start with the second sheet. We go to the Data tab of the ribbon. The first group of buttons is called Get and Transform Data. Here we will find what we need. In this group, we have a lot of buttons and options that will allow us to import data from a lot of different types of sources. From web pages, from databases, from Azure or other online services, and of course from text files. All these commands add the data in Excel's Power Query, and then we can import them in any part of our sheets we wish. Power Query is a powerful Excel tool that shares a lot of the functionality found in database applications. We will focus only in importing data from text files in this video and will ignore the rest of the Power Query's functionality for now.
In the earlier versions of Office, there were different tools to import data which didn't use Power Query. In specific cases, the old way is faster and more efficient to use. This is why Excel gives us the ability to enable these legacy import methods. If you want to experiment with the old ways, you will have to enable them first. To enable the text file legacy import method, you have to go to the File tab, click on Options, and then navigate to the Data Options category. At the bottom, we enable the Legacy Data Import Wizard for text. The new import method can be found in the Get Data drop-down menu of the Data tab. Here it is. We will only show you how the new method works.
It is time to import the data. We want to import the data in the beginning of the sheet. We click on cell A1, and then from the Data tab of the ribbon, we click on the button From Text/CSV. A new window will appear asking us to locate our text file. We find it and select our file and click on Import.
The window that appears is a part of the Power Query interface. It automatically detected text encoding, the delimiter, and the data type of each column. If the automatic detection did not go that well, we have the option to change the encoding and the delimiter. We can also disable the data type detection if we want to define the data types ourselves.
It is now time to import the data to our sheet. In Power Query terminology, this procedure is called loading. The left button does just that. If we just click on it, our data will be loaded on a new sheet, which is not something we want. So we click on the small arrow and select the second option.
A new window appears and asks us how our data should be displayed and where to be placed. We want them to be shown as a table. We could automatically generate a pivot report or a pivot chart for the data, but this is not something we want now. We could also just create a connection to the data, which means that the data will be included in our workbook, but they will not be shown anywhere other except inside of Power Query. We choose the first option, called Table. Next, we choose to place the data on an existing sheet, not a new one, and double check that they will appear in the correct cell. We click on OK, and the data are here.
Now it is time to add the data in our first sheet. There we already have some data. The file containing the data for this sheet is a text file. with a CSV extension. Even though these files are text files, they have a structure that allows them to be opened using Excel. So, if we double-click on the file, Excel opens and shows us the new rows of data. There are a lot of ways to import them into our original sheet. If we use the Power Query method we have just previously used, we will run into some issues. First, the data don't have a heading row, which means we will have to add it before importing.
Then we will have to import the already existing data in Power Query in order to be able to append the new data to the old one. This adds a lot of steps, making the process less efficient. We could use the legacy method, which bypasses Power Query altogether and can import data without their headings. But in this case, there is an even easier solution. We select all the data from the CSV Excel sheet and copy them. We then go to our original workbook in cell A7 and just click on Paste. The new data are here. They have been added to the original table following its formatting.
Power Query is very powerful, but if you don't plan to use its feature set in your workbook, be open in using other, faster ways to import data in your sheets.